Every time we are with our breath, our mind becomes empty of thoughts, and that opens the door for the new energies, new wisdom. It's like emptying a bowl. Then it has space. It allows itself to take in new. So just be with your breath, and that prepares us. Couple of minutes more, and then we dive into today's session. We are all breathing the same air from the nature. So, with every conscious breath, we are also connecting to each other. The breath is the bridge. Let us allow this breath to connect all of us as one web of energy exchange. Last 1 minute. Let us all be grateful for being here today, as we have all been chosen as we have choose to be here and to hear the greatest wisdom. So let us be grateful. Last 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Slowly place your hands over your eyes for a few seconds. And when you're ready, you may open your eyes and take off your hands. Welcome back, friends. Thanks for being here and thanks for joining this session. And it had been wonderful to connect to each one of you energetically and aligning ourselves to receive this divine information. We have now Master Akash Bhai. Welcome, Akash Bhai. Very happy to see you.
Hi, brother. It was so nice that this meditation. I think it just worked wonderful. I was just wondering that this kind of state of mind is there for everybody to be available to receive the divine information. So, thank you for creating that wonderful space um, to take it forward and do the required work. That's really nice. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Akash Bhai. So, let me give a quick introduction, friends. So, Akashji, with Akashji, last week we had our first session about teachings and messages from Ascended Masters, and today is a continuation of it. And um, Akash Bhai had started his spiritual journey very recently, and he had realized that it is time to share all the divine information uh, he had understood. So, Akash Bhai, thanks a lot for being here today. So, I kindly request you to take on from here. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And I think we are at 12:45 approximately. So I hope we can continue for an hour. My attempt will be that I provide enough time so that we can have interaction. It's going to be an interactive session, and we can do a back and forth of question and answers. And just I just welcome everybody. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever which part of the world you are. So I'm so glad to be here, speaking to each one of you, and I'm just part of this journey along with you. I just must say that I'm a co-traveler, just like each one of you, and I just want to walk this path along with you uh, to receive, to learn, and to share. That's all I'm here for, and I hope that I'm sure many of you are, but and I hope that you can also take forward these learnings that you receive from whoever, different people, and take it forward and spread the word around with other people as well. With that, let me begin. Brother Ram, I will need a small support just to let me know if my presentation mode is working fine. If you see a single screen and if you hear a sound, just I will just need
Sure.
that small support. Yeah. Can you see my screen, Brother Ram?
Still not, Akashji.
No, no, we can't see.
Okay, I will. One second.
You have the presentation open, right, Akash bhai? Yes, now it's coming.
Yeah, I have the presentation open.
Now it's coming. Yes, yes, I see
Feel
it.
there is. I'll have to reopen it maybe.
No, it's okay. It's there. It's there now.
Okay. Sorry. Please pardon me. I have a little bad throat today. Try to have some water.
We can see the presentation, Akash bhai.
Okay. And can you see a single screen?
Now we see also the presenter view on the right side.
Okay. Give me a quick second. How about now?
Yes, now is okay. Only single screen.
Okay. Okay. So welcome everybody. In the last session, we just for the benefit of everybody, we spoke about the essence of being on this planet, and I would just like to first of all show my acknowledgement that all of us are here, and it's not a coincidence, it's not an accident, but we are really here because we this is a path on our journey where we were supposed to be, and this is the time of our life where we are ready to receive the information that we are receiving. And I say this with a lot of respect and reverence and love for each one of you. Uh, and at the same time, I am aware that I was introduced to this teaching uh, with the same intention and the reason. And I'm very much sure and clear that these teachings, though they are available, you can also find them on YouTube, and I will perhaps show you in subsequent sessions that we have, how you can connect and you can be a part of a fraternity where you can get it's like a like an ocean of information available to you. but at the same time, it really matters that these it matters that this information is transmitted, and there is an amount of energy that is being exchanged while this information is transmitted. And I feel that, uh, at least as per my knowledge through my master, that this is through my teacher, that this information is very new to this continent, India. And with that, just a small recap for some of you who perhaps missed the last session or who are newly joining. We are sharing this information about ascended masters. What you read on the screen and what you see on the screen. What you read is I am presence, the teaching of ascended masters of the Great White Brotherhood. And some of you might have a question about what is the meaning of Great White Brotherhood. And there will be many more terms which we might encounter subsequently. And be patient with me. I will try my best, level best, from my understanding, to answer each one of them along with your questions. So, Great White Brotherhood is nothing but a consortium of basically a body of masters, ascended masters, unascended masters, chelas, who are on the planet Earth on their own journey, fulfilling their mission. Very briefly. If I were to just give an introduction, one-line introduction about the screen, the masters that you see from the top left to the bottom right. This is Ascended Master Kuthumi. He is a master of psychology. Then it's Ascended Master El Moria. He is the master for will of God. And then Great Master Chananda, who is a master of twin flame, and he is also the master for, he is the in charge for the India, region India, for all the spiritual masters for India. And then below him, we have Sanat Kumara or Karthikeyan. He is the master for, he has the highest order of responsibility on the planet Earth. And then we have Mother Kuan Yin. She is a goddess of mercy, compassion, and forgiveness. And below her, we have Saint Germain. He is the master of violet flame. And we will talk about violet flame. It needs a little more expansion. And then we have Master Paul the Venetian, and he is a master of love. And then below him we have Archangel Michael, and he is the angel of protection and faith. So, brothers and sisters, these teachings have been there on the planet Earth from eons and eons. But you will not find their mention in any of the scripts. And there are obvious reasons because of which it has not been mentioned. And this is to protect the sacredness and the purity of the information. And however, all this information completely has been present in the Akashic records. Excuse me. So I could give you quite recent examples. There have been a lot of sponsored when I say sponsored organizations, they are the ones which have been sponsored by the Ascended Masters directly. And among so many, I'll mention maybe two. One of them is the AHAM movement in America, Chicago, which started in 1930. And subsequently, there's another Theosophical Society, which was started in New York, in fact, before this one. That was in 1875. And then later in India in 1879. And let's go to the topic of the day. So as I mentioned earlier in the last session, and I'll cover one or two slides from the last session just to give you more continuity to what we're discussing, and also just to bring this right in front of your mind, a small review recap. We're going to expand upon the Ascended Masters, which we had touched upon in the last session. Okay, and so I'm just doing a recap for maybe another 5-10 minutes. So one of the things which we discussed about Ascended Masters was that Ascended Masters, they are our friends. Yes, they are our friends. And believe me that, and I will share some of the examples later on, but then they have been there forever. All right. And Ascended Masters have not been anybody other than us, but they have realized, and I will talk about them a little later. What do I mean by Ascended Masters? But all these spiritual beings who are in the spiritual realm have been around humans, around us all the time. They have been communicating to us, trying to help us. Uh, but there's one more thing that we must, before we speak more about how we have a strong connect with each one of them, how they are so close to us. Before that, they are their levels of, so there are 33 positive or plus levels and 33 minus or negative. And 30, so the positive 33 level is nothing but nirvana, and the minus 33 level is nothing but absolute evil, right? All these dictations, I'm using this term dictation. Dictation is it's basically a mode of communication. But I think many of us are familiar with channeling. Channeling works on a minus level. It is always below the zero level. Okay, and I'm not going to go deep into it, but the information of channeling is always inconsistent, and it's wavering, and it has interference. It only comes on the minus level. Whereas dictation, it happens on 18th level. So the messengers like you and me, who have been prepared from certain lifetimes to bring forth the information of the ascended masters to be available to the common man, they uplift their energy levels to 18th level. And the masters, ascended masters, they lower their energy from 33rd level because they are already ascended, and they are the highest beings. They are already at the highest level, and they lower the energy to 18th level, and then the communication happens through different modes. One of the mode is a direct communication by being transmitting themselves inside the body of the messenger, and the messenger is being used, his body is being used, and the communication is being passed of the ascended masters. The second is when the messages are presented directly in front of the eyes of the messengers. It's more like, you're reading a script from a screen in front of you. Third form is basically when the masters, they keep sending information to the messenger in the thought form, and this is a little slower process, and it's a little complicated process. Just to simplify it, there is a preparation for the messenger in lifetimes. They have been trained to basically receive these messages, and there is a electrode which is present, which is basically it's like a decoder which is present in the body or in the four lower bodies, which is etheric. We have discussed it earlier. Etheric, mental, physical, and emotional body. These are our four lower bodies which are connected to us, and then there are three higher bodies which we had discussed earlier. I might touch upon it later on. But then, so this electrode is present in the messenger, and when these messages comes from the ascended masters, they are decoded, and eventually these thought forms, they are assimilated, and the messenger is able to communicate this to common man. And the fourth one is a telepathy, which is an ability of a messenger to have a direct connection with the ascended masters, with the spiritual realm. And direct connection is, you can consider this as a 24/7 hotline in which they can directly speak to the higher beings in the spiritual realm. All right, and we did speak a little. We spoke about violet flame, and that is a gift which we have received on the planet Earth eons of years ago, and this is one of the most beautiful gift. And as we discussed in detail, at least we spent almost 25-30 minutes on it, that violet flame helps in many ways. And I hope some of you who have been there in the last session would have did decrease in the last 1 week. Even though if you have not, we will be doing a small decree at the end of the session today. But violet flame, and I also claimed and I challenged that if you do violet flame decrease for as minimum as around 15 minutes for 30 days, you will see a drastic change in many aspects of you, including including the attitude, the way you respond to things, relationships, impact on the financial limitations, and couple of more, health, and few more. So violet flame information, it was withdrawn from humans for a very long time. But just 200 years back, Saint Germain, he, with the assistance of Godfrey and his twin flame, brought this information back to the planet Earth. And however, this information had always been there, but it was kept secret from humans, for the reasons which, for because of which it was withdrawn, because it was misused, because people were using this for karma dodging, using this word, new term, karma dodging. But I think we have discussed about it, where we use it for our benefit, and we don't use it for the benefit of everybody, and we become selfish, and we do wrong things, and then we use this to rectify those things, keeping this in mind that we can rectify our karma by doing the decrees. So it no more works like that. It used to, but then those souls who were pure, they always had this information, and they always, who had the highest order of integrity, they always knew about it. But now it has been brought open so that people can take benefit of it, and if they use it with integrity, they definitely can fasten their balancing of their karma and many other things, as we discussed. I think I can take up if there is any question from the last week, or maybe I'll just finish this one and then we can have a question, because this is a recap from the last week only. So briefly, this is a slide from the last week which we had discussed. So I just want to spend a very short time on it as a recap. So as we discussed that evolution of a human being started. How did this start? And also the connection, why we say that Aham Brahmasmi, why do we say I am presence? Okay, because I just want to pause here and tell and say this and share with each one of you that we all of us are sons and daughters of God. And I request you, each one of you, to listen to this and repeat this in your mind and be present to this. This is a beautiful statement. We are sons and daughters of God, which means we are the direct race, each one of us, right? With that, the qualities that God has are the qualities that we have. The kind of, maybe the kind of strength that God possesses, each kind of quality that God has is present in us. Maybe it was about the strength. Yeah, we do have that strength. If we reach to the state of our higher mind, our God presence, yes, we do have that power. While we don't experience it now, because there has been, while we are present on the planet Earth, we have misused our free will and generated a lot of debt, karma debt, and we will discuss about that eventually. And those are the things which we all of us have to balance right now. And that is the only thing. Doesn't matter how famous, how rich, how powerful we are, but how smart we are. But then each one of us have to balance our karma, and only then we unite with the God. We do have that experience, but then that's when we balance our karma, we complete the journey, and then we connect with the God. So I'm just breaking that beautiful introduction or experience of feeling that who we are, Aham Brahmasmi, and getting into the mechanics of how we were created. So in the beginning, we were created as a spirit spark. Spirit spark is nothing but it's a polarity of male and spirit spark is a part of God, which contains male and female. It was created from Alpha and Omega, which contains male and female. And just to make it clear, this is the I am presence. You can visualize this as a ball, which is rotating in a clockwise direction, cyclic order, and it has a masculine and a feminine polarity. All right, and we just need to remember that this spirit spark is the blueprint, which is identical to that of the creator, that is God. Okay. Now, this is created in the etheric plane, which is basically a realm which the space where God is, and God is everywhere, but it is beyond the physical realm. Now, uh, once this spirit path is created from the Mother, Father, God, this is the seed of the soul. You can say that. Then, just for so that it has enough momentum, it has enough energy, and as my guru says, it has the khatti, that's the pocket money. It has, so that it has enough energy that it can use to sustain its life on the planet Earth. It goes through a process, and the process is basically it goes through a causal body, and the causal body is nothing but properties of God. If you see the figure number 2, it has all the 7 colors. They are nothing but concentric spheres, and this causal body exists in a plane which is called as great central sun, which is a home or the hub of creator. And that is having the same consciousness which the entire cosmos has. Okay. So just imagine that this spirit spark is going around each of the sphere of different color, representing each quality of Father, Mother, God, so that it gathers each quality. It is gathering the quality of Father, Mother, God, each quality. So I'll just continue first and then tell you, that each color is nothing but it has quality. Each color has an individual quality of God. Yeah, I'm just repeating myself for a very important reason, because we must understand that we have those qualities, God qualities. Okay, and we'll discuss about these colors in a while, a little more. So once it has contained all of this information, then it is I'm just skipping the reading part, but then we are ready to be planted to the planet Earth, and then the process of conception and 9 months of preparation of the baby in the mother's womb, and that whole process starts. Okay, that's how it happens. I'll just take, I think I'll have a question. Okay, so good afternoon. Okay, good afternoon, Sunita. And now, if you have any questions, I can take. So far, I have been trying to be very precise so far, because we have discussed about this in the last session. So, yeah. Can we go to the next? Okay, I think so. Okay, so now we discussed about, okay, I think there is one question maybe. Wonderful, Akash Bhai. Okay, thank you, Madhuji. Okay. So now we'll discuss about the, as we were talking about archangels and Elohims and ascended masters, I want to introduce you to a fraternity of Great White Brotherhood. As I mentioned, that they are our friends. Okay, they are completely with us, absolutely, wholly. All right. I would like to read this beautiful chart, which I had worked along with my sir. So please be with me, even though I'm reading. Please consider that this is an information that is being shared through the ascended masters with each one of us. So it's great if you can be present to it, and then we can discuss more in detail about them. So the white light emanations from our individualized God self, Paramatma, emerge through the prism of the Atma, higher mind, which is Krishna consciousness, as the 7 rays. These include blue, yellow, pink, white, green, purple, gold, violet. The electronic pattern of the 7 rays is the same as that of the corresponding God qualities they represent. And that's what I was mentioning earlier, that the qualities that we emanate, which we have collected while going around on the seven spheres, seven colored spheres, concentric spheres, carrying the qualities, each one of them carrying different qualities of God, is present in each one of us. Okay. And these seven colors represent seven parts of individualized mastery, self mastery of God, Krishna consciousness, Christhood. Well, friends, we have we have just read one line over here, but I must tell you, it takes lifetimes to master the God qualities. Excuse me. Because Buddha, just before his last birth on the planet, before he was ascended, he had taken two births prior to this to master one of the qualities, that was alms, just to master that one quality. And that is one of the qualities of the secret race. And when we will study about that, when we go more deep into the subject, that's a little more advanced. Uh, so, what are ascended masters? Ascended masters are also called as chohans. Each of the seven rays has a chohan, a master, who focuses on the divine quality of the ray. Having ensouled and demonstrated the law of ray throughout numerous incarnations and having taken initiation, both before and after the achievement of the moksha. Now, ascended masters are like us. They have spent lifetimes of meditation, of doing God's work, of receiving the messages and then following those messages, of mastering the self, doing the self mastery of God qualities, as I was mentioning earlier. And that is when they have balanced their karmas and also living their life on the planet Earth, right? And that when once they have achieved that state of balancing their karmas, of mastering the God qualities, is when they got moksha, and then they came to a state where they had more work to do. Okay, and the life became very challenging, but not no suffering. Perhaps I can use that word, but yes, it's very challenging because they take care of each one of us. They do. I will share something more about that, but that's very interesting, by the way, that they are there around us all the time, helping us, ready to help us. All right, and then about archangels. Archangels are the leaders of the countless numbers of angels, and it is the highest rank in the order of angels. Each of the seven rays has a preceding archangel, and we will talk about the respective archangels for each of the rays, with his divine complement, which is his twin flame, is Archi, who embody the God consciousness of that particular ray. And they work along with the big team of angels who are ready to help anytime they are being invoked, they are being called upon. Okay, we'll talk about them also more in detail in the subsequent slides. And then Elohims, the seven Elohims and their feminine counterparts. So if you observe, each one of them have their twin flame. That is where the twin flame part comes in. Our soul seed itself has twin flame, right? So all of us have our own twin flame. But this is a very very vast topic, which needs a lot of discussion. We'll come to that later. Just for the moment, let's keep it to this much. So all the masters, they have their own twin flames. Talking about Elohims, the seven mighty Elohims and their feminine counterparts are the builders of the form. So when God gave this, came to this idea of creation of the universe, of the cosmos, Elohims were the ones who were given the job. They were the ones who started to work on creation of the physical form of the cosmos. So they are the form creators. Okay, and then we have karmic board. Karmic board is basically a composition of all the the lords who basically do the reconciliation of our karma. Okay, and So lords of karma adjudicate the cycles of individual karma, group karma, national karma, and world karma. All souls pass through the karmic board before and after incarnation of on each to receive their assignments and the karmic allotment of that lifetime. So the karmic board is a body which, irrespective of whether we uh, whether we are noticed, our actions are noticed, or our actions are unnoticed. But our every single action is being recorded in the Akashic records. And karmic board is the body of lords who have each and every information about us, so to say, every single step or every moment of our life. And then every time, this is a process which happens before the new birth or after the death and before the new birth for every individual. And that's true even for all the angels and ascended masters and Elohims. So karmic board are the ones who hold this responsibility to balance the karma. I mean, balance the karma of people who are on planet Earth. But at the same time, well, we will talk about how the karmic board can come into play with ascended masters and archangels later on, because that's not part of today's discussion. Uh, I wanted to say one more thing, that archangels are also they are the conveyors of energies from point A to point B. For example, if there is a message that comes from humans, it has to go to ascended masters. Archangels play a role in that as well. So I just wanted to add that, or vice versa, or it could be to Elohims also. So all the masters are playing their unique role, and I just want to. I had this question in my mind, and since I had this question and I worked on it, so maybe some of you might have it. So I'm just, in the interest of time and in the interest of everybody's knowledge, I'm just adding this more information. So all the different masters that we have discussed right now, ascended masters, Chohans, archangels, Elohims, karmic boards, it sounds that there is some sort of an order to it. It did sound to me. At least that was a question in my mind. But my friends, let me just settle this question for all of you. Even though you don't have it, might come up later. That all these masters are working in unison, and they play a unique role, a very unique role. Though they occur that they are at different stages of the creation, like Elohim is at the beginning, and then later on, maybe ascended masters and archangels come into picture, and karmic board plays a different role, but they appear at different stages of creation or non-creation, as we'll discover later. But they play a equally important role, okay, and in the creation of life form. That's what I wanted to tell you. Now, another thing which we discussed last time was threefold flame. Very briefly, I want to say that threefold flame is a gift given to humans, and a threefold flame is 1/16th of an inch, and a threefold flame consists of three lobes, and we'll discuss about each one of them in subsequent sessions. But the three lobes, they represent, the blue one represents power, the yellow one represents wisdom, and the pink one represents love. Power, wisdom, and love. That's a very big topic which we'll touch upon later. I just wanted to introduce this to you. So masters, they wish to share only a certain amount of information with us, and they want to. The reason is because they want to test us with the information, with the knowledge. How do we use it? How do we process and use it? And based upon that, they would share more information. And that's another thing which we must be aware of. So, any questions so far? I would like my friends to switch on their cameras. That is really great, actually. I see Manju's switched on her camera, but I can't see you. Sorry, Manju, but that's great that you did. And why I say that is because it becomes very interactive. We have more presence, and it's also fair that you are able to see me, and I should also be able to, even though I cannot right now. But it really helps, right? Any questions? And I really appreciate if you can, ask questions, because I feel that no question is uh, wrong, no question is invalid, no question is small. But question helps to move forward.
Yeah. So can I ask you a question?
Please go ahead and please share your name, please.
Yeah, I'm Saurabh from
Hi,
Team
Saurabh.
Zurba.
Hi,
Uh, uh,
Saurabh.
thank
Yeah.
thank you for sharing the wonderful information. And I was present in your last session also.
Oh,
So
yeah, Saurabh. Okay, yeah, yeah. I didn't get your name last time. Yeah, okay,
yeah.
sure. Go ahead. Yeah.
So last time we also discussed about the violet flame that you just touched it. And today in the last you just told that we again have a gift for three flames something. Uh,
Hmm.
so is it the same thing that violet flame is, or is it the both are the different?
No, they're not same, Saurabh.
Okay.
Good. That's what I want. That people ask. These simple questions mean a lot. I know it's a simple question, but means a lot. Saurabh, they are two different things,
Okay.
and I think I have just touched upon threefold flame very briefly. It needs a very beautiful introduction. Let me just do it again briefly, but then I will
Okay.
expand
Okay.
on it for sure later on.
Sure.
Threefold
Thank you, sir.
flame.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure. I'm there.
no,
And the
it's a
second
pleasure.
question is, this karmic boat, like you just say that we need to go every time we reincarnate, we need to go through this karmic boat.
Hmm.
So they just like look into our karmas and what we need to learn in this life lesson. So we plan in our pre-birth planning, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
is it like what I have understood in like reading is we can just in meditation or when we are in the frequency, we can contact with the get in contact with the karmic board.
Can you repeat your question, the last part, Saurav?
Okay, so what I have understood about karmic board is like here it
Mhm.
is written every time we reincarnate, at that time only we go through the karmic board. But what I have or what I have understood about this karmic board is we can once we are at their frequency, we can get in contact with them also in meditation.
Uh, uh, Not to my knowledge, Saurav.
Okay,
Not
okay,
to my knowledge. I will have to get back on this part to you. But I can say
okay, okay,
something. Once I say, not to my knowledge, I don't know about this. I can say something else, which is basically that when we are communicating with when we are at that higher frequency, as we discussed in the beginning, when we are at that level, we can definitely have a conversation with these masters, Elohims, archangels, and ascended masters. That is possible. And I
thank you.
think there is one more information which already actually is basically the accessibility to the Akashic records. So
Yeah.
having accessibility to Akashic records is a multiple lifetimes opportunity where you actually get to see a picture of your past and your future also to a degree,
Yes.
because we keep changing our future. So there won't be much information, but there will be certainly something which will be available, and that is from only theory. I don't have experience in that area.
Okay. Yes. Thank you. So, and one more, if you allow, can I ask you one more question?
Yeah, so go ahead,
Because
no problem.
I had gone through your presentation again, so I have
Mhm.
certain question in my mind.
Yeah, no problem, go ahead.
So, like we talk about the ascended and unascended masters, right?
Mhm, mhm.
So, is it like we say that we are son or daughter of the gods, right?
Yes.
So, is it like the particular ascended master? We will be able to contact with a particular ascended master to whom we are here to serve, or we can contact any of them? Is it like a plan that we need to follow, or is it like the free will we can use it? We want to get in contact with Master Kutumbi or El Moria, whatever it, or any ascended or unascended master, or is it a plan that we can contact only to one of the ascended masters?
Okay. So the answer to this is I I have a little bit understanding from where you are coming, because there is a pervasive understanding that everyone has a specific ascended master or an archangel. But I'm putting that aside. The teaching over here says, and my direct experience also, my learnings also, the answer to your question is that we can contact any ascended master, any archangel, any Elohim, whoever we wish to, and we must remember that we are reaching out to respective ascended masters, archangels, and Elohims for a purpose. If we need something, like I am in need of wealth, or I am in need of wisdom, or if I am in need of courage or peace. So for respective qualities, there are different masters, and they are masters of each ray.
Okay.
So the answer to your question is we can contact any masters, whoever we want.
So, sir, thank you for sharing this information. So, can you just give us the qualities, like if we want a courage, so we need to contact
I'm
with
going to
this
come to
ascent?
that. Yes. So that will be the next slide. It's there in today's presentation.
Okay.
And
Thank you, sir.
from
Thank
there,
you.
then
Thanks a lot.
that question will get answered.
Sure.
However,
Thank you.
threefold, yeah, you're most welcome, sir. However, threefold flame is a very big topic which we will discuss. And I just was completing that threefold flame is 1/16th of an inch. And threefold flame is a very beautiful gift, another gift other than violet flame. Violet flame, it can be invoked. It is like a fire yoga which can be used. But threefold flame is present in us. It is in the center of our this place, center of our heart. This is a secret heart, and it can expand. It can, the size of threefold flame can expand from 1/16th of an inch to an inch. And there have been instances where when the threefold flame was active and the chakras were balanced, the person's body appeared like a beam of light. So powerful that the size of threefold flame increases through various aspects, through various actions, through various steps that we take, which we will discuss later on. But I did share that threefold flame has three looms, and each loom has its quality, like blue for power, and yellow for wisdom, and green and pink for love. And we will discuss about each one of them and how we can expand that so that we can keep them in balance in subsequent sessions. Any other questions?
Yeah, thank you, sir. Once again, thanks a lot.
Anytime. So it's a pleasure. All right. So this is a real quick recap again. We talked about 7 embodiments, like 7 garments in the last session, and I feel that everyone must be remembering this slide for sure, because we spent a lot of time on this slide last time, and it's very self-explanatory, but just for everyone's benefit, I'll just quickly go through it. So this is where we are, the lowest figure with the violet encapsulation, and this is Jiva, and the middle one which you see is the Atman, or the higher self, and the top one which you see where you have Om is basically the Brahma, or the I am presence. And this 7 colors surrounding this Om are nothing but the causal body. And we will there is a small crystal cord which connects from our middle of our head till our I am presence. It's an indication that we have a direct connection with our I am presence. It is for us to work through it. So I'm just reading this part. So as we come from the spirit spark stamped with the God qualities denoted through 7 colors of each quality, we come from the microcosm, that is our inner being, to the macrocosm, that is the outer being. So here the threefold flame is our individualized connection with our Father, Mother, God. So we increase our connection with our I am presence through expanding our threefold flame. And We will touch upon this in the subsequent slides. We will talk about that later. Okay. Now, this is a slide in which if you see, the background is threefold flame, and the reason why we see, so this is the threefold flame. If you see the color, and the bottom is one big connection, and then these are three lobes. This is the lobe, the bottom lobe, and then the three plumes. Sorry, these are called as plumes, and this is the lobe. And we'll talk about them later on. But this is how our threefold flame looks. And there's a center lobe which keeps these three plumes in balance, and each plume represents power, wisdom, and love. And we'll discuss more about this. Why we have this in the background is because threefold flame is a gift which enables us to connect with our higher self. I have spoken about this earlier, maybe 2 or 3 times, but then this is so important. I can speak about it a number of times because it's a reminder for us, right? It's a direct connection which we can use. So we'll speak about it subsequently. There's a lot to be discussed about this beautiful gift. But if the slide is clear to you, I would like to say a little bit about it. We have from the Father, Mother, God, the great central sun, we have we just put a representation of Elohim, Ascended Master, and archangels. Now, if you look at Elohims, there are certain qualities mentioned, and then there are some 8 qualities for archangels, for Ascended Masters, and again 8 for archangels. So Elohims, they are the ones who are the elementals: the fire, the earth, the air, the earth, and the water, right? Each Elohim represents a different attribute. Okay, they are the builders of the form. The fire elemental. Fire elemental is nothing but it's the etheric body, right? And just to give you a brief idea, it's the god for fire is Oromesis and Diana, and more about it later on. But fire elementals, they help us to ensure that this is individually present in us also, fire elementals. So they are the ones who help us, of course, with fire. Anything to do with fire, we must know. Why I'm saying this is that we must know that fire is again a medium to connect with God. We must remember that also. Fire breath, it starts from our breath itself, right? So this is very brief about fire elemental. Then air elemental. Air elemental is denoted by Lord Ares and Thor. And one liner, if I could just briefly say that, our prana, our thoughts, that's our mental body. That represents our thoughts, our prana, that represents our air elemental. And then water elemental. Water elemental is represented by Lord Neptune and Luara. And that is nothing but the feeling, emotional aspect of the body. Okay, so I'm talking about body because they are all present in us in different forms. Our breath, our thoughts, our emotions, and our body, physical body. The earth is one which is represented by Virgo and Pelior. So I'm using some names of these gods, and we will talk about them later on. But we can call them, each one of them, at any point of time, and they are very easily accessible. Okay, and if you know that we have seen some gnomes, G-N-O, something like that, G-N-O-M-S, gnomes, or dwarves. If you, maybe in certain movies we have seen how they work, relentlessly, effortlessly to create things. So that's what they do. They are present in the background, creating things, and if we connect with them, they can really help us to help us with that level of creation. Earth is denoted by the physical body, sustenance of the physical body, physical realm. And then in the middle we have Chohan, the ascended masters and Chohans, and different. So the first one we have is the will of God. So So the one who represents the will of God is El Moria. El Moria represents the will of God. And then we have the second one is wisdom, and that is represented by Lanto, Lord Lanto. And the third one is basically love, and that's represented by Paul the Venetian. In the beginning, I had shown you a picture as well. There are pictures over here, but I think we'll have to separately zoom and check later on. And then we have a god of purity, and that is basically Serapis Bey. And then for healing, we have Hilarion. And then for peace, we have Lady Master Nada. And so basically alchemy, which is the violet flame, and all the other alchemy, god of alchemy is Saint Germain. And then for integration of all the different qualities, we have Mahachohan. Like that, we have archangels. Archangels, they also have they sound to be have similar kind of qualities like we see in ascended masters, but their role is different. Their role is very much. They are very easily accessible for sure, and they work very closely with us. And in tandem with these qualities, there is an extension. I can say that there is an extension. No order. It's not an order. You can work on any one of it. So will of God has an extension, or this protection has an extension to the will of God, any way you look at it. But then let me just look at this specifically. So for protection, we have Archangel Michael. And then I'm introducing you so many names, and it's really amazing. But we'll discuss about them later on. And then for illumination, we have Archangel Zophiel. For adoration, we have Archangel Chamuel and Charity. And for alignment, we have Archangel Gabriel. And for supply, we have Archangel Raphael. And then for service, we have Archangel Uriel. And then for, again, last is the transcendence, that we don't have a picture for that. Any questions on this? I can give you a brief, summary to it if you would like, if that's how you would like. But then if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer to you. Or maybe I can just start with a summary, and then maybe that can generate some more questions, if you will. So, Ascended Masters, they are not allowed to help mankind unless we invoke them, which means unless we invite them, we ask them. How do we ask them? There are various ways. There are tools. I have spoken about this in the earlier session, decree, the word decree. And I'll share more about it again subsequently. But one of the laws of the spiritual realm is that they are not allowed to interfere with the physical realm, because they are not allowed to interfere with the free will of human being. Now, though I will not spend time on the other side of the wheel, but if you have dark energies and dark spirits, they don't look at the free will. Okay, they just those dark forces and those energies, they just attack and they reach out to humans. That's a difference. No spiritual being will come to any kind of help unless they have been asked to, unless they've been invited. So that is a choice that has been given by God to the human beings, and that is a boundary that has been set by the God to all the spiritual beings, Elohim, descended masters, and archangels. Okay, so that's point number one. I wanted to bring it to your notice. But when but when they are called by mankind, but like for example, when we call Archangel Michael, believe me, and that's why direct experience, they will come immediately. So Archangel Michael, for example, is for faith, courage, and protection. So you can try it. Like when I had when I experience any kind of situation where I see that things are beyond my control, and they're taking a wrong shape, especially when the thought pattern of people around us is getting into a very lower energy level. It's getting quite detrimental. Okay, it's not progressive. It's not solution oriented. It's more towards creating problems, further problem versus problem, and then expanding on the problem, and can create a bigger problem. Just by inviting Archangel Michael, in the matter of seconds, the situations alter. That's what I was trying to say. So I was just trying to say that when they are called by human being, by mankind, through various forms, as I mentioned, prayers and decrees, and they immediately come. So there is one thing which is called as a law of the science of spoken word. This is only possible through the knowledge. Okay, once we have the knowledge of threefold flame. So we'll discuss more about the science of this threefold flame, the science of spoken word, and the science of decree and tools and all that. But just for the moment, you can understand, just because that we have our threefold flame present, and we have the tools, that is, we can use decrees to invite the ascended masters. They are, I don't want to use this word that they are just available for us at service like that, but they are standing at besides us, shoulder to shoulder, so that we are not alone. And then we can fight through whatever situation might be. It doesn't matter. Any crisis, we can fight through it. That's what I wanted to bring forth. Now we speak about, we invite them in a very different way. It's not a request, a hand-folded request. It's a command. It's an order. We command the angels, the spiritual beings, to respond according to the will of God. Why do I say that? Because if we invite archangels and spiritual beings according to the will of God, the actions that will happen, the results that will happen, will be as per the will of God. But there are times when people invite ascended masters, archangels, for wrong reasons. It's basically to some selfish motive. The smaller self that we have, that individual self that we have, the ego or whatever identity, for our motive, to maybe hurt somebody, or take advantage of somebody, or something which is very selfish. It doesn't take care of others. That is black magic. And even though they will come and they will listen to us, they will act upon our request. That's how faithful they are. They don't distinguish between somebody calling in for what reason. But the thing is, what will happen if we don't act on the will of God? What will happen is we will generate negative karma. That is a debt that we are creating, which we don't know. We have to compensate. All of us have to compensate our karmas. That's for sure. It doesn't matter anybody notices or not, but we have to balance our karma. That is what actually we will have to maybe compensate on that later, and it might be lifetimes to lifetimes. So we should be mindful of our actions. That's why we say that it's very important to be mindful of our actions. So the spiritual masters, they, as I said, they respond to our calls, to the spoken word through decrees, and the threefold flame is connected from our heart to the individualized I am presence. As I discussed about this earlier also, we should remember all these 7 different qualities of ascended masters and archangels. They correspond to individual color, and each color is basically it's a part of the fire yoga. We were talking about violet fire, as some of you were present in the first session. Now, along with the 4 yogic things that we were doing, Raja Yoga includes all the 3, the Karma Yoga, the Dhyana Yoga, the all the 3 of them. But now the 5th one we added was the violet flame. Okay, that's the fire yoga. The fire yoga includes all the colors. The last time we only had only one, but now we have all the colors. We can talk about pink, blue, green, yellow, all of them, white. Okay, that's what I wanted to highlight. What we are doing is, when we are doing the fire yoga, we are basically acting as co-creators, co-preservers, and co-destroyers of negativity, like Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. Okay, so I think it's very quick overview of this introduction to the Ascended Masters, spiritual beings. Any questions anybody has so far?
These slides which you are showing it today, will
Yes.
will they be available on the YouTube?
They will not be available on YouTube, but then their link will be shared.
Yes,
I
your
think,
channel.
yeah, through that channel. Yes, I think so. Yeah, yeah. Ram Bhai, will the link will be shared on the
Yes,
YouTube channel?
yes.
Yeah.
So now this video is lively shared also on YouTube. So we have some friends also on YouTube, and the video will remain on the YouTube channel, Manjuji.
Okay,
And the
thank you very
slide,
much.
I think she mentioned about the slide. Will you be sharing the link to the slide where it is being uploaded?
Yes, yes. So the earlier presentation had been shared in the group, and then we will also share this presentation after the session so that it will be available for every interested
Thank you
person.
very much. Thanks.
So we have
Oh, welcome.
also a group where we are sharing all these presentations. So if you would like to be part of it, I will drop here the email ID. You can drop your details.
That's amazing. Any other questions? Come on, guys. Friends, I think this is a deep topic.
This Akash Bhai, is really wonderful what you have shared today. I loved the part last week, which was about we can, in asking these masters, you can in a way have a demanding voice, not a demanding voice, a tone of like speaking with your near and dear one. Yeah. So it is not a requesting mode, but it's a way of asking
You can say it's
in a different.
commanding, brother. Absolutely
Okay.
commanding. But
Yes.
the way we differentiate is that we are commanding it out of pure love.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that's the
Exactly.
practice we have to remember to do, because
Yes.
we cannot
Yes.
ask in ego, because that will become
True. True. So
what is that?
commanding with
Out of it will not be will of God actually.
yeah, yeah. And today, what I see in this slide is wonderful. I mean, I had been hearing about archangels and various masters' names you had taken up. But today, looking at a bigger picture, I feel so grateful. So thanks a lot for sharing this wonderful, wonderful divine information. Thank you.
I'm glad that you are receiving this information. I am just a medium, and because this is that's what really encourages the masters. Also, I feel that's what they wish, and I think if you can assimilate this, absorb this, brother, it can be helpful to even a bigger crowd subsequently. But we should continue to learn, and that's great that you're present here. Thank you so much,
Thank
giving
you.
your time. Any other questions anybody has before we go to the next slide? You can ask any question, even if it is out of sequence. Doesn't matter. Need not be from this slide. You can ask any question if you have so far. Okay. Then we go to the next slide, and here we have discussed about the colors and the chakras in the last week. So the first column and the fifth column has been discussed in the last week, and the sixth also. And these are the new things which I have introduced, the four. And why I did not introduce in the last week is because we had no access to these in the last week. But now we do, so we can speak about them. I think there was a question by Brother Saurabh that what are the different colors, what are the different qualities of different colors, and whom should we call upon for respective color, for respective quality, God quality. So I think this chart will help you to answer that question, and for the benefit of everybody, this will really help by and large everybody. Now, we are at a very primitive stage to, it's like the building blocks, okay, initial blocks to learn a very big, a very vast subject. So this is a time we really should uh, ground ourselves. What I mean by grounding is to ensure that we ask questions, even though we you know, if if we are clear, then we should maybe just strengthen our clarity and just voice it out. Maybe share with each other or share here in the group. Uh, so because this foundation block will help us to move to the next level, and this will always come into picture. At any point of time, we will be talking about advanced studies in couple of weeks to come. But then this will always be a ground principle. And the ones which I have shared till now are the basic ground building blocks. Excuse me. So the first ray is of color blue, and it is on Tuesday. And that represents faith, will, power, protection, courage. Those are the God qualities. And the corresponding Chohans are, so this is something which we, over a period of time, we will remember them, because we will start talking to them, we'll start inviting them, we'll start invoking them, we'll start, you know, we will start having a relationship with them. Okay, and I'll talk about the way we can create our relationship. We have just touched upon scratched the surface of the ocean. So there are other means also where we can, you know, have a relationship with them. So decrease is just one of them. So now these are just for the moment. Let's just consider them as names. So I'll just read it. No point in spending time on this. So Chohans is Elmoria, Archangel is Michael and Faith, Elohim is Hercules and Amazonia, and Karmic Buddha is Divine Director. What is faith, will, power? And I want you to be interactive on this slide. Protection and courage. One of you answer this. What do you understand by this divine quality? Put your life in perspective, and I'm sure that this is going to be interesting. Some of you answer, answer this question. What do you understand by faith, will, power, protection, and courage? Share something, say something, give me some examples. Come on, friends. We have a 14-member group right now. I don't wish to call name, but it's good that, you know, one of us, you share yourself, unmute and share.
Please feel free, friends. This is just your family. We are all part of process of learning. So just feel as if you're conversing with your near and dear one. The more we speak, the more we talk, and the more we share, the more doors we open into ourselves. So I invite you all, just like Akash Bhai was saying, to come forward and share, please.
Yeah. Hi,
Um,
Masters.
hello. Hi. Your name, please.
Yeah, I am Meena from UK.
Hi, Meena.
Yeah.
Thank you for being the first one on that invitation. Of course,
Yeah,
to
yeah,
others who are shared. Yeah,
yeah,
please.
yeah. Faith is something. It's like I'll trust the process. What's happening as the universe is giving you. I don't know if I'm putting in the proper words, but I'll trust the process. What's happening instead of analyzing why this has happened. I'll take it with complete faith and move forward. And to me, willpower is uh, accepting what has happened, whether it is the negative or positive. You should have that strength to accept and forgive, and take it as a challenge. That's what willpower is for me.
Excellent. Very good. Yeah. True. That's absolutely right and valid actually. Anybody else who would like to? Share.
So,
What do you mean
so
by faith?
for faith, what I understand by faith is like I have full faith on what is happening, or what uh, is there uh, from the divine for me, or whatever is happening. That is the faith. So will, what I understand by will is what like what I want, what I am asking. So that is happening is my will or wishes.
Mm-hmm.
And so it faith and will, what I understand by these words is this. And power is the it can be in two ways, like one is we show our power in this materialistic world, but yes, after understanding the spiritual laws and everything, you understand the power as the divine. Whatever is happening, it's for the good of us, and we accept it as it is. So that is the power which is governing us, or the we say that the doer in the body, or what is like the who is running this machine is the
Mm-hmm.
power.
Yeah, that's a nice way of putting it. Really nice. Good. Thanks, Saurabh. Okay, maybe I'll go to the next. But yeah, let me also say one word. So all the answers are valid, okay, and they are beautiful. And what we are now observing, and we have to be mindful over here. We are observing one distinct thing, which is divine. The introduction of divine changes the whole context. When we say divine, and then we talk about faith, willpower, protection, courage. What do we do when the situations are bad? Now, when the going is great, then it's okay. When the going is tough, like I have a situation in my job, or my relationship, or my health, or my money, or there is some life crisis, some threat, somebody has cheated, but there's an injustice or unfairness. How do I act? Do I act with the will of God, or do I act from my own ego, or I show my power? Or what do I do? All right? Or is the courage just about showing my ego? So this is a dividing line when we talk about human will, human faith, human power, human protection, human courage versus the divine protection, divine love, divine faith. We talk about other things later. So, divine protection. So keeping that in mind, I think you perfectly answered. And in the same flavor, we will be talking about second ray. That's Sunday. The color is yellow. With the divine qualities, illumination and wisdom. Then we have Lord Lento. Very, you know, I know I have to repeat myself, and it sounds parroting, but when I say that and then I repeat it, then I think I am making myself and everybody aware that these points are really valuable, and it also opens up my own understanding sometimes when I listen and somebody is repeating, because there are things which are so important. Lord Lento, having the relationship with Lord Lento, Jophiel, Christine, Apollo, Lumina, Goddess of Liberty, is a beautiful relationship. Illumination is when we talk about divine illumination and wisdom. I'm not talking about degrees, my friends. I'm not talking about scholars. I'm not talking about doctorates. I'm not talking about PhDs. However, these are very valuable institutions and disciplines. One must learn, one must understand these things. They help us to make a difference in the physical realm. For sure, there's no work happening without invention of engineering, of science, of chemistry, of biology, medicine. But how do we use it? So there is a difference when I was talking about earlier, that there's a human in this also, the human illumination and human wisdom limits our understanding, and when we start misusing it, we don't even know it. We will never know it, because that information that we are using is giving us a lot of joy. I mean, superficially, I would say, but then it gives us power and all that. But wisdom is, in one word, to know something is one, but how to use it is completely different. So wisdom comes into picture. That is when the wisdom comes into picture. Okay, illumination, again, it's a synonym to that. So we must understand the ascended masters when they tell us about illumination, and we will actually, this is not a full-fledged session on any of the qualities, but a brief introduction. So we'll talk about them later on. I think I'll keep it to that much. But you can ask questions. I'm happy to answer your questions. I'll be brief, but I'm happy to expand on any of the qualities as per your wish. But I'll just continue it very quickly, just to give you a very brief idea and a summary. So the third ray is Monday. Day is Monday, and it's a color pink, and it's the quality is love and compassion. And the Chauhans are Paul the Venetian, and Chamuel and Charity, and Heros and Emora. Okay, archangels in Elohim, and they are there for see, they help us to understand why love and compassion is above our intelligence, and I mean it. Intelligence and our knowledge, they are quite lower when it comes to love and compassion. And love and compassion has one of the highest energies on the planet. When we say love can move mountains, well, that's the love of divine is not a temporary love. Say something about love. This is a very beautiful topic. Let's hear your definition of love, friends. I wish to hear from new people. I don't want to call them, but I wish to hear from new people. Yes, friends. Say something about love and compassion.
We just saw that love
Yes,
with your wonderful being around Akash.
But that's very spontaneous, Rambhai.
Yeah.
Yeah. I learn from my dog, by the way. She is my master. So every day, I thank her for being so unconditional. Whether she gets food on time, whether we do the routine stuff on time, whether we are good to her or not, or anybody is good to her or not, she always comes back with love. Always the same love, which is 100% unconditional. I think you have said it very beautifully. I would like to. I would like to also hear from somebody else. I was compelled to say that. Let me hold on. Yes, friends, some of you, please share. What is love? Love, compassion. Can I ask somebody directly? Okay, Ravi, maybe share about love or compassion.
Hi. It's the energy
Hi,
that's.
Manjuji. Yeah.
This is Meena. It's for me. Love is like it's the energy.
Okay,
it's the energy that's guiding the universe. Love is not like a give and take. Anything you can get with compassion. Even if people are hurt, if people are anger, if you give out love, you can change them. You can. Yeah, it's universal. It's universe energy for me. Universal energy. Among all the energies, I feel that love is the high frequency and high vibrational energy. You can achieve anything with love. That's what I learned when I came into meditation.
Very nice. Nicely put. That's a beautiful answer. Yes. Somebody else. I would somebody else would like to share something. What is love? What is compassion? Priya, Mickey, Manju, Awakened Rose. Come on, friends. Let's hear from you. Let's be interactive.
Sorry. In my view, compassion is when we see somebody in trouble or somebody having a pain, then when we feel their pain and without
Manjuji, I lost your
Yes.
voice in between. Please, can
Okay.
you repeat? Yeah.
Okay. Is it compassion
hear
in
you.
my view?
Mm.
Compassion in my view is that when we see somebody suffering or having an accident or anything for any reason, it could be emotional suffering, it could be physical suffering, and if we can help them without showing our ego or without telling them that we are helping them, but if we can help them in a very unselfish way, I think that will be compassion in my view.
Yes. Yes, friends. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Such a beautiful answer. Yeah, all of you. Adduchi has written, love is the guiding force behind this whole cosmos, and we should practice compassion to keep the love alive. Love should be always unconditional. Then we are living in compassion. Very nicely. Now,
Can I
sorry,
ask you one
please go ahead.
question?
Yes, please, please. Yeah.
Second column under Chauhan's, like you have written, Almova retreat is Darjeeling.
Okay.
Now, next Lanto is granted on USA. So, what does it mean exactly?
Okay. Sure. I will answer your question in about few moments. I just want to complete the love and compassion, and then I'll answer your question immediately. So, I was studying with my sir, Soni sir, and about love and compassion. And one of the things which I learned was has there was some saying from Buddha as well, and there was one more master I must remember, where it was said that we have such duality towards love from the human mind, and our expression of love is always dual. We are learning, and the level of learning for everyone is of course their journey, it's different. But what the ascended masters said, I am falling short of the name, whether it is Buddha but they said that when we can see every form of creation with a singularity, then that is what is love. What is love if we love somebody, and we get married, and we have seen so many recently that people are separating after 5 years, 10 years, whatever number of years. What is that? Those beings who came together for such strong reasons and fought the world, now those reasons have diluted. So isn't it a question mark? Was it really love? So to begin with, I'm not saying that this is good or bad. I'm not against or I'm not for how the marriages should happen, but I'm just saying there are wrong reasons. Our definition of love is so much humanly twisted according to our thoughts, or it's for benefits. So our definition keeps changing, and then so at one point of time we don't feel that amount of love. So, and also when he was telling about when you stop distinguishing between any creation of God, he also meant that, if you see, there are some yogis at different levels in our country, especially, who don't look at their body, what they are wearing, they don't look at. we might look at them with a very arrogant and a very lower tone, from a very lower tone, but they are sitting on a pile of shit. I'm talking about real feces or the excretories, okay? And they don't care about it. They're just meditating. But what is happening there at that state of presence? It's not ordinary. Something divine is happening at that point of time. You and me, we might not see that from the God's eye. But for God, everybody is same. Whether it's a criminal, whether it is a fruit, or whether it's the excretion of that excretory form of the fruit, they have this. He doesn't distinguish. And then, as Sister Madhu very nicely said, that when we approach everything with that state of mind, that it's God's creation, and we have to, look at with the eye of oneness, that is when we reach towards love. So we have to. It's like the way towards love. It's to approach it through compassion. So I just wanted to bring that to everyone's notice, and all of you beautifully answered it. So I just wanted to be interactive. And yeah, so about your question, yeah. So, sister, this Darjeeling and Banff, Canada. So these are basically the retreats. You'll read almost below every ascended master and archangel. So these retreats, they are locational. So like El Moria has his retreat in Darjeeling, and so forth. All of them. It's basically present in the etheric realm, not in the physical realm. Now, if you go to Darjeeling and you try to find it, you may not find it. But it exists in the physical location in that region. So being around in that region itself gives a lot of strong connection and vibrations. That being a part, not that is the only criteria. There is a form of meditation in which we pray. I don't want to talk much about it, but sister, I'll just give you a very brief answer to it. In which we actually connect in our dreams, and we call for that prayer. And then when we call for that prayer, we are asking that, just an example, I'm saying, Archangel Maurya, invite me to your retreat in Darjeeling so that you can teach me about the qualities of faith, willpower, not willpower, will, power, protection, courage, for his respective qualities. So, and then this is something which I'm learning, it's new to me. But people have traveled and they have learned, and that learning is happening usually, not usually, always, when they are in the sleep state, and it happens in a due course of time, and that is when they get grounded, they get more strong in their understanding of what does it mean to have God qualities of whatever I'm reading through, faith, will, power, and all that. So that's a very brief answer to your question. Hope I answered your question, Sister Manju.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so like that, we have fourth ray, that is Friday. The color is white, and it's basically for purity, hope, joy. And then we have Serapis Bay, whose retreat is in Lunar, Egypt. And then we have Gabriel, Archangel Gabriel and Hope, his twin flame in California, US. And then we have Elohim, Purity and Astria in Russia. Karmic board is Cyclopia. And some question. Why do you mean that when we go to these places, we need to access to the portal to enter? I think you are asking whether we will get access to the energetic portals, to these portals. Well, the answer is yes. We directly get to talk to the ascended masters. Mm, yeah, to get the yes, correct. So yes, the answer is yes. You, sister, you get access to this is a retreat, and you get access directly to the ascended master, and then you get to learn over there. And I think we can come back on this with some uh, testimony maybe later. But for now, I have just this much information that some of them have gone. I know through Soni sir, who have actually gone to the retreat and who have taken lessons on specific qualities. So the answer is yes, you get access to that particular portal and to that master. And you, if you are very visual, you might also have a good view of that wherever you are. You are in Banff, Canada, or Darjeeling, or US, California, and you can actually bring that memory also to you. So that also happens. People have memory, and most of these places are very beautiful, like St. Louis. I visited St. Louis, sorry, Banff, Canada, Lake Louis. One more. Okay, fine. Does this answer your question, sister?
Thank you, Akash. Yes, it did answer my question.
Okay, thank you. And then we have, so I'm just moving on. Maybe we can expand on each of the qualities later on. But divine purity, divine hope, divine joy is much deeper than just human qualities of joy and hope. So the motive of the heart is divine, and the intentions of the mind is human. We must remember that when we connect from our heart, friends, uh, we can connect through our heart to any situation, or we can connect to any situation through our mind. But we must remember that when we connect through our mind, it is our ego, it is our humanness, which is handling the situation. That's our lower mind. But when we connect to any situation through our heart, the motives of the heart are not the same. And I am practicing it. And I have got a couple of things to share, in fact. And I have so many people who have practiced it. Those motives are not the same that we have. And we will, if we start practicing it, we start practicing threefold flame. Some of you might be practicing in different ways. Motive of our heart is always divine. It's always for benefit for everybody. And the intentions of the mind is a human lower mind. It's always human. It's always coming from a lower thinking pattern. Okay, just a brief. Okay, the fifth ray is the Wednesday. The color is green, and the quality is healing, vision, and truth. So I think it speaks for itself. You know, when we start to think of um, healing, when we start to think of vision and truth, our healing cannot be complete without we working on our own psychology. And there are ways in which we can do that. We can use violet flame. We can use violet flame to help us to do that. But our psychology plays a very big role in our healing. Even if though you understand this information, some of us can try to influence this information through our humanness. I have experienced it my own self. Our humanness pulls us down. The kind of questions that we ask are creating doubt. They are creating mistrust. They are creating, the lower energies. But when we start to ask questions from the divine aspects of the qualities, of finding ways to increase that, this is more oriented around creating more harmonious solutions. That is when we start to that is when we start to align to these qualities. So my one other thing is that which I wanted to tell you is all of us have to remember that our healing is incomplete. As much amount of work that we do, with the ascended masters, we also need to also work on our own psychology. And that is when I was telling in the beginning, friends, that only reading information on the internet is not enough. And that is why I said that. It is so important that we are in a group. Like Brother Ram and Sister Madhu have created a portal for spending so much energy for no reason, so that everybody can come and share, and they can speak, and they can, all of us are great masters, but when we speak, we share. Sharing is about opening our heart, our areas where we are hurt. We have, you know, our psychology has something is unique to us. How I think, I feel the world thinks like that. It is not the same. It is not the same even with my own siblings. So we have to remember the healing has to happen completely. So our physical body is just a vessel, but the healing happens so that we can take this information more deeply. It happens when we start to work on our psychology. Okay, so that's one thing, and we can use various methods, and divine methods. Violet flame is one of them. That's how the actual healing happens, and the vision is a vision of divine vision, where we can see things from the eyes of a god, how he wants us to see. Again, for getting these learnings, we can do a lot of research, and we can study through there's a encyclopedia. I will share about that details later on, but we can go to these retreats and ask them to teach us further. And then we have sorry and then we have the sixth ray, which is Thursday, and the color is purple and gold, and the quality is ministration, service, and balance. So when we talk about and then we have Nada, sorry, Saudi Arabia, Uriel, Aurora, Poland, Peace and Aloha, Hawaiian Islands, Portia. So ministration is basically uh, so all the politics also we can include in this. So when we do things which are only when we do things of service or ministration for the motive of the selfish human mind, and it can only benefit us, that's not the divine ministration I'm talking about. When we do, there are people who are in politics, and I am not good getting into that area at all, but then ministration and service done with the will of God, so that the forward, which can take forward the divine will and divine vision, that is when we are in the true service. That is when we are in the true administration. For example, now this portal which has been opened, the Zoom meetings, is basically a service people are doing. Brother Ram is doing, and Sister Madhu is doing, and there are so many people who are coming and sharing and connecting. That's selfless. That's just one form of it. And then having a balance. So it's very important that we have balance between what we do, how we think, and how we act. So keeping it quite short, moving to the next. And the seventh ray is Saturday. That's the violet color, and it's Saint Germain. His retreat is in Rocky Mountains. Zadkiel and Amethyst, uh, Archangel, they have their retreat in Cuba, and Elohim, Arcturus and Victoria have their retreat in Angola and Africa. And they talk about transmutation, mercy, and forgiveness. So, what is transmutation? Transmutation is the ascension, the moksha, and that is the basically involvement and indulgence of divine to get that. No human has the capacity to just be transmuted without God's intervention. We will talk about that more in detail. I say that with huge love and respect for all the humans, but then we need divine intervention. It's very much required. Death is a physical realm. It happens in the physical realm, but that's not where our journey ends. Our journey ends. It doesn't end on the physical realm until we get ascension, until we get moksha. I think I'll keep it to that much. Brother, do we have some time for a prayer? 3 minutes prayer.
Sure, Akash bhai. Yeah.
Okay, can come back to questions later on, but I would like to play a small audio. So we will start together and we will end together. And I'll start with an opening prayer, and then we will start doing these decrees. But today we will do these decrees in the in the voice of Elizabeth Prophet Clare. And she has been given a pseudonym, a nickname of Guruma. But I'll just use Elizabeth Prophet Clare as of now. And we will end together. We'll start together, end together. You can keep your both of your hands. By the way, friends, I don't mind if you can unmute yourself and we all do this decree together. I don't mind doing that, but I leave it to you, okay, as you feel comfortable. But what we will be doing is we will be lip syncing with Elizabeth Prophet Clare in her voice, and so that we get a little hang of how do we do these decrees. There's a flavor of command tone in these decrees, as I've been mentioning earlier. Okay. Okay, so we will. I'll just keep a counter and then I'll let you know when we start. 1 sec. Brother Ram, can you keep a counter of 3 minutes?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. So, in fact, what we do is we do these decrees 9 times. We do it 3 times. So, we'll talk about the reason of it later on, but we do it 3 times, or 6 times, or 9 times, or 18 times, or 27 times, or 36 times, and so forth. And we'll get to the reason later on. I'll just start the decrees. I just want to figure out how do I play the sound. So,
In the share option, Akash Bhai,
okay.
you have also shared the computer sound. It should be at the bottom left left option. You just select it.
This one.
And
I have to play the music. It's there in slide number 9. So have I sent it to you? Okay,
yeah.
From share screen, advance, and share computer sound, or if you just want to share video and audio both, then you have to stop this share, and when you share again on the left hand corner, when you share again, when you start share screen, on the left you will see share computer sound.
So you have to stop sharing and restart it.
Yeah.
Stop the share button on
done.
Zoom.
Done. So now I think it will. Let me see. It should work
Okay,
now.
restart the share. Click on the share, and at the left
I have
bottom you
selected already. Yeah. I have to see this play button. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Is my screen visible? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. It is.
I want to send. Yeah, I want to send you this on the chat, but you can just read it from here. Just sending to you on the chat. Maybe if you want to keep it in reference, read it from there. But yeah, I think I'll just so play sound.
I am forgiveness acting.
Okay, I'll just. Can you hear the sound now?
I am forgiveness acting.
Okay.
It's too loud. Too loud.
Yeah, it must be too loud. I have kept it like that. And,
no, but it's shattering.
Is it?
I said there's ear shattering. That is so loud.
Okay. I just want her voice to be heard. I'll hear it once again. Please pardon this a little bit.
Here, casting out all doubt and fear, setting men forever free.
Is it okay? Because I hear the sound with the chorus. There's a chorus who are chanting with her.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, it was the chorus.
Because of the chorus, no? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, friends. So I'll just do the opening prayer and then let's start with the decree. This is visible to you on the screen, or
yeah.
The only thing is
yes, it's visible.
Yeah. Okay. Then let me just yeah. This as big as it can get. Yeah, I think this is good enough. Yeah.
Yes.
So I'll do the opening prayer and then we will start the decree. I think I'll maintain the timer myself, no problem. Okay. All right. So you can keep your left hand in the center. If you see the screen, can you see me?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And then put the left hand in the center of your chest and the right hand on top of it. Keep it like this. And what we need to do while doing a decree are three things. We have to visualize. That's very important. Then we have to use these decrees based upon our request. We can do it, customize it based on what we have in our mind. Okay. We have to have a clear concentration and attention. So the concentration is that that we are connecting with violet flame. That's our concentration, and we are just focused on that visualization. We are just being focused on that. Attention is that we are bringing forth our problem in this situation, whatever it is. You can keep it to yourself. So that's what it is, and then we are doing it with full devotion. That's the reverence or the devotion or the dedication we call it, and of course with a commanding tone. So we have to just remember these 3-4 things. Okay. Yeah. Keep your hands here and I'll just start the opening prayer and then I'll start the play. Do it with the same tone that she's doing. We'll just sync up with her. Dear God, I thank you for this opportunity. I invoke the Ascended Masters, angels and beings of light to overshadow myself and everyone attending this event, to help them understand and assimilate the truth about the mysteries of divinity contained herein.
I am forgiveness acting
Acting
here,
here,
casting
casting
out all
out
doubt
all
and
fear,
fear,
setting
setting men
men
forever
forever free
with wings
with
of
wings of
cosmic
cosmic
glory.
glory.
I am
I am
calling
calling
in
in
full
full
for
power for
forgiveness
forgiveness
every
every
hour,
hour.
to all
To
life
all
in every
life in
place.
every place,
I flood
I
forth
flood forth
forgiving
forgiving
grace.
grace.
I
I
am
am
forgiveness
forgiveness
acting
acting
here,
here,
casting out
casting
all
out
doubt
all
and
doubt
fear,
and fear,
setting men
setting men
forever
forever
free with
free
wings
with
of
wings of
cosmic
cosmic
glory.
glory.
I am
I am
calling
calling
in
in
full
full power
for
for
forgiveness
forgiveness
every
every
hour,
hour.
to all
To
life
all
in
life
every
in every
place.
place,
I flood
I
forth
flood forth
forgiving
forgiving
grace.
grace.
I
I
am
am
forgiveness
forgiveness
acting
acting
here,
here,
casting
casting
out
out
all
all
doubt
doubt
and
and
fear,
fear,
setting
setting
men
men
forever
forever
free with
free
wings
with
of
wings of
cosmic
cosmic
glory.
victory.
I am
I am
calling
calling in full power
for
for
forgiveness
forgiveness
every
every
hour,
hour.
to all
To
life
all
in
life
every
in every
place.
place,
I
I
flood
flood
forth
forth
forgiving
forgiving
grace.
grace.
I
I
am
am
forgiveness
forgiveness
acting
acting
here,
here,
casting
casting
out all
out
doubt
all
and
doubt and
fear,
fear,
setting men
setting
forever
men
free with
free with
wings of
wings of
cosmic
cosmic
glory.
victory.
I am
I am
calling in
calling in
full
full
power
power
for
for
forgiveness
forgiveness
every
every
hour,
hour.
to
To
all
all
life in
life
every
in every
place.
place,
I
I
flood forth
flood forth
forgiving
forgiving
grace.
grace.
I am
I am
forgiveness
forgiveness
acting
acting
here,
here,
casting out
casting
all
out
doubt
all
and fear,
fear,
setting men
setting men
forever
forever
free with
free with
wings of
wings of
cosmic
cosmic
glory.
victory.
I
I
am
am
calling in
calling in
full
full
power
power
for
for
forgiveness
forgiveness
every
every
hour,
hour.
to
To
all
all
life in
life
every
in every
place.
place,
I flood forth forgiving
forgiving
grace.
grace.
I
I
am
am
forgiveness
forgiveness
acting
acting
here,
here,
casting out
casting
all
out
doubt
all
and
doubt and
fear,
fear,
setting
setting
men
men
forever
forever
free with
free
wings
with
of
wings of
cosmic
cosmic
glory.
victory.
I
I
am
am
calling in
calling in
full
full
power
power
for
for
forgiveness
forgiveness
every
every
hour,
hour.
to
To
all life
all
in
life in
every
every
place.
place,
I
I
flood forth
flood forth
forgiving
forgiving
grace.
grace.
I
I
am
am
forgiveness
forgiveness
acting here,
acting here,
casting
casting
out all
out
doubt
all
and
doubt and
fear,
fear,
setting men
setting men
forever
forever
free with
free with
wings of
wings of
cosmic
cosmic
glory.
victory.
I am
I am
calling in
calling
full
in full
power for
power for
forgiveness
forgiveness
every
every
hour,
hour.
to all
To all
life in
life in
every
every
place.
place,
I
I
flood
flood
forth
forth
forgiving
forgiving
grace.
grace.
I am
I am
forgiveness
forgiveness
acting
acting
here,
here,
casting out
casting
all
out
doubt
all
and
doubt and
fear,
fear,
setting men
setting men
forever
forever
free with
free
wings
with
of
wings of
cosmic
cosmic
glory.
victory.
I
I
am
am
calling
calling in full
for
power for
forgiveness
forgiveness
every
every
hour,
hour.
to
To
all life
all
in
life in
every
every
place.
place,
I
I
flood
flood
forth
forth
forgiving
forgiving
grace.
grace.
I am
I am
forgiveness
forgiveness
acting
acting
here,
here,
casting out all
casting
doubt
out
and
all
fear,
fear,
setting men
setting men
forever free
free
with
with
wings of
wings of
cosmic
cosmic
victory.
victory.
I
I
am
am
calling in
calling
full
in full
power
power
for
for
forgiveness
forgiveness
every
every
hour,
hour.
to all
To
life
all
in
life
every
in
place.
every place,
I
I
flood
flood
forth
forth
forgiving
forgiving
grace.
grace.
I
I am from
So this is 9 times. I'll do the sealing. Beloved mighty I am presence and my higher self, please seal all the light and energy released through this presentation so it may uplift all mankind through the new spiritual heights of awareness of God within. Thank you. Om Tat Sat Om. It is done. Amen. 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 Okay, friends, we have overshot the time, but I think everybody is okay. Any questions?
That was very powerful, Akash bhai. Thank you so much for the
Thank you, sister.
presentation and for this prayer. It is very very deep, and we could able to feel the power. And thank you for bringing this. And the words carry so much power. And today, the collective, the grouply, we have done this prayer. It is so beautiful. Thank you once again, Akash bhai.
Thank you for saying these words. Means a lot. I hope that everyone was able to connect. The synergy is very powerful, and we did a forgiveness prayer. So forgiveness is the one of the highest things that brings forth workability for all of us and clears the suffering. Any questions, if I can take from anyone? So I think we are good to go. Thank you, Ram, for bringing this forward.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Akash bhai.
To say pranam to Jaspal sir. Thank you.
So we have Jaspal sir here. Sir, would you like to share a few words, if you wish, please?
Sir, you're on mute.
You need to unmute.
ठीक है?
Yes, sir. We can hear you, sir.
Thank you very much, Ramji, and thank you, Madhuji, and Akashji, and everyone else who is part of this wonderful group. It's something that, as Akash has said very, very nicely, I think he said that he's an instrument, and so am I, and so are all of us. You know, it's not really the masters are the authors. God is the author. We are just step down transformers or bringing it down this message the best we can with our own attunement. But we are learning together. I think one of the things that when I found this teaching 45 years ago, I feel the same way as I feel today. I felt that particular day when I was introduced to this Sunday Master's realm, or the teachings we call it. And I could not believe myself. I said, God, is that possible? Is that really the what people call the heaven has come down to the earth, you know, so to speak? I mean, is it possible like that? That angels and masters and God and all the things that I used to hear from my childhood, and I'm beginning to feel them much closer. It's like the illumination that is comes through the threefold flame that Akash explained, and the divine power of divine power and divine love and divine illumination as and the meaning of that outside the human realm, and that is like I think as we're talking about, we are the sons and daughters of God. And that was a new word for me. I said, what is sons and daughters of God? I thought my human parents are my parents. Yeah, they are my human parents, but we have a divine parents. And God has created all of us equally. You know, I did not know that because sometimes in the human families we say, so and so is my favorite son, so and so is my favorite daughter. Baki ke jo rest of the children, you know, they are okay, but but I love them. The parents would say that. And I think that was something that when I had to unlearn that part, that God doesn't think like that. What one can do, all can do. That was the message. One meaning what one ascended master, one son of God, one daughter of God can do. All of has a potential to do that. Potential is the word. So I think I think the same way. Each day of my life, 45 years later, I think the same way. Oh my God, this is a Satyug. This is a golden age teaching. This is what people call it. Satyug is coming. Golden age is coming. But I think golden age has come. This is a golden age consciousness. That is what it is. Everything changes in our, we have to unlearn what we was not right, and we have to transmute it through violet flame, and forgiveness is a very important mantra. And I think these teachings, I think, as is being unfolded by Akash, little by little, I it's my privilege to to tutor Akash. I think he's one of those fast learning students, and he asks me those probing questions sometimes, and I have to think, well, what is the answer here that that I should give, or I sometimes I do not know the answer, because Sunday message teaching are so vast. Nobody can say that 45 years or 100 years or 1,000 years is one has learned everything. You know that. That is just a myth that, but God is infinite, so the knowledge is infinite, so wisdom is infinite, the love is infinite. So I think I'm very honored to be part of listening to the last 2 hours of presentation from Akash, and God bless all of you. And I, I think I think there is another something awaiting for a future presentation that God will do through Akash, and we all learning together. So God bless you all. Thank you for having me part of your wonderful mandala, wonderful group. Yeah, God bless you all. Have a wonderful afternoon.
Thank you for your teachings. Thank you for joining.
That was so beautiful,
It
Jaspal sir.
was
It seems like it was so touching, each and every word and the energy that was just flowing through you, Jaspal sir, through your words. So very blessed to hear such divine words that you just said. I'm so very happy. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. Thank you.
And I think Ram had stolen my words, Jaspal sir. I think the love which you are emanating, my goodness, my heart is so happy looking at you, and your words meant a lot. Wow, beautiful explanation that you have given, that our physical parents are not the only parents we have. We have also the divine parents. Wow. Yeah, if one have trust on this, that we will get all the guidance. Thank you once again, Jaspal sir. Thank you.
Thank you. God bless you. Thanks.
Thanks, Akash Bhai.
thank you, brother.
So
Thank you,
such a
sister.
wonderful session and wisdom sharing. The second time that we hear through you, I think I have to say deep pranams. Thanks a lot. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks to all of you. Thank you for making this happen for all of us. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, and thank you, Beam team, too, for organizing such a wonderful session. Thank you. Thanks, sir,
Thanks.
Akash sir. Thanks, sir.
To everybody.
It was
If you have any
really a
questions, go ahead, please. Sorry.
like I need to go through this presentation again, so I will prepare the questions for the next time, like I did it uh, into this session. So I will be asking you, but everything was self-explanatory, and it was just great. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks everyone for joining. Thank you. Thank you, Raviji,
Next,
Poonamji.
next,
Thank you.
next session will be at the same time on Saturday.
Not sure about the time. I think we will, sister will confirm. I think we'll have to confirm the timings.
Yes,
We're planning to
Madhuji, I
change.
think for many of the people, this is a time which is not convenient. So we're planning to do it in the evening times. So it will be many people will be able to benefit the session. So we'll be doing it around 6:30 p.m. maybe India time. If
We have
everybody
to
is
confirm the
ready.
time. So that,
Yes, yes.
good
Maybe.
clarity will be. Are you part of a group, Manjuji?
No, not at all.
Okay.
So how are you getting the messages?
I will tell you the group. I have attended one or two this Hiteshi seminar, and he has passed on the message to me.
Can you
We had a,
can you connect in this message in this chat? There is a chat WhatsApp hyperlink. Can you use that link and just join? I have just reshared it.
I'll do that.
Yeah, so that you can get messages in advance, and it will
Okay.
be posted. Yeah, with about the information. This is for everybody. If anybody wants to connect who are not part of a group, we can connect through this. And in case you still have any questions, please feel free to ask these questions in YouTube itself or WhatsApp, and we can happily answer it. Not a problem. You don't have to wait for a whole week.
Okay. Yes, it was from the abundance flows.
Yeah, this is an email ID of Jaspal sir, actually, the one which he has
Okay.
shared. The one which the chat that has been shared is the one which, yeah, correct. That is the group. Abundance flows. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So we will share soon what would be the timing for the next session. Yeah. And yes, Akash bhai.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Much love
Thank
to
you.
everyone. Yeah.
Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you.
Bye now. Bye.